What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is your boy Aaron, and we are here to discuss all things DeFi. There is so much going on that actually we are being lied to by the charts. We're being lied to by the charts, but I feel like it's a gift.
But how?
Because I've noticed and we've seen that DeFi and AI agents have been actually hit some of the hardest in terms of the loss of price. But actually, you know, the DeepSeek announcement, which caused all of this, is net positive for any AI project and the AI ecosystem in crypto. So by making things more quicker, cheaper, available, will ultimately help us onboard the masses. So I really feel like this arbitrage between the AI agents and the DeFi space actually taking a bigger dip than some other narratives that are not as on trend at the moment has allowed us to rotate our capital into those DeFi coins that you maybe thought was too overheated or was too overpriced at that specific time.
Sounds about right.
And so looking at the market today, guys, it's still red. I mean, we've had a nice bounce in the last hour. Seeing graphene down at these levels is a huge opportunity, I believe. AIXBT as well, the largest KOL with the most mindshare on Twitter, under $400 million market cap. And the list continues, to be honest, with all of these sell-offs. The arbitrage opportunity, like I said, between old dead narratives and repositioning into this one is a brilliant time to do so. And that's exactly what I've been doing. If we look at AI agents here, as you can see, Virtual's down to $1.2 billion market cap. Actually, anything under $2 is an absolute steal, to be honest with you guys. But something I'd like to point out is the AI rig complex. I really want you guys to, if you haven't already, really look into ARC, because ARC is basically being positioned right next to ELYSA in terms of like Solana Foundation, and Solana itself is basically integrating with ARC and pushing ARC as well as AI 16C and ELYSA. However, one is obviously half the price of the market cap of the other. So there does seem to be some value here with ARC, as well as the fact that it has a great developer experience, as my developer friends have told me. So do keep an eye on ARC and do some research into that project. I would recommend. And then as well as some other AI agents out there as well, Moby has also been getting a lot of mind share as potentially the next or brother of AIXBT. So Moby is basically tracking a lot of the whale activity between different wallets of what people are buying between small cap, medium cap and large cap tokens, amongst various other integrations that it has, which are quite advanced. So I would like to talk about Moby more, but we'll get to that in a future video. But I just wanted to shout out Moby because Moby's a project that I really like the look of at the moment as well. And yeah, look guys, it's at the end of the day, I personally think that this is a good time to get in to the projects that you've maybe been waiting on the fence for a long time. For example, for me, I've been scooping up Virtuals because I think it's a great time to get in, considering the fundamentals, what it's already proved in the space, and now the fact they're working directly with Solana Foundation. I've bought it to Solana. It's all very bullish news, guys. So that's what I'm doing. It's not financial advice, of course, but I believe you can't go wrong holding blue chips such as Virtuals, especially at these prices. So I'd say it's a pretty safe bet, guys. Anyway, let's get into the news and let's see what's going on in the world of DeFi today. There was a huge injection of capital actually just happened over the last couple of days with the launch of Venice. Now, Venice launched in May 2024 as a private, uncensored alternative to ChatGPT, and the man behind this is Mr. Erik Voorhees, the man himself. Erik Voorhees is an absolute legend. If you've been in the space for a long time, you'll know who he is. He is an OG in the Bitcoin ecosystem and the wider Web3 world, anyways. And he's now working on Venice AI, and they did an airdrop and actually pumped, was it $250 million of free airdrop into the community, which was really a good time, to be honest with you. And there's a whole bloodbath in the markets. And to be honest, I'll just say it's very bullish. To have someone like Erik Voorhees, he can hold a room. Like, he has a lot of reputation in the space, building in AI. It is, for me personally, I'm very excited about that. Now, Erik has always been very vocal on the fact that he has, big issues with governments and tech, like basically, stalking you online. And he's always been a big advocate of decentralization and privacy. And so obviously this prompted Erik to build Venice AI. And now they literally dropped Venice AI on the same news as the DeepSeek announcement. And I think it was a perfect timing. I think probably they were planning to do the token drop at some time in the next few weeks. But then when this happened, it was like literally the perfect narrative to get into. And so as you can see here from Erik, he's talking about using DeepSeek. There's concerns about, all your convo, etc., going to the Chinese government. But when you use DeepSeek through the Venice AI app, none of it's going anywhere. Having said that, Erik, he's also said that when you're using OpenAI, all your, convo and IPM prompts are going to the US government. So he is seeing both sides to this. And he's a privacy advocate, whether it's China or the US. And so, yeah, like using Venice looks like it's really found product market fit on, at exactly the right moment. Okay, guys, so look, as you can see, there's still a lot of airdrop that should be claimed. So if you haven't claimed claimed it already, do check it out, because some people have been getting 5-6 figures airdrops depending on how you've basically used Venice in the past, or depending on the tokens that you hold. As you can see here, these are the tokens that you needed to hold to be eligible for the VVV airdrop. So that includes Virtuals, Aero, Degen, AIXBT, Game, Luna, Vader, Clanker, and more. Basically, a lot of people that are watching this channel should be eligible for an airdrop. So if you've been living under a rock for the last 2 days and you don't know about this, quickly head over to Venice.ai/token and find out if you have some more bags to claim. All right, now speaking of airdrops, and something that I did mention a couple of weeks ago now, is to take your Virtuals off the exchange wallets, because you're missing out on all these airdrops. Virtuals being such a blue chip in the space, and people that are basically in the trenches with AI agents that other projects want to target are airdropping massive value to Virtuals tokens, which is another reason why I think it's a good purchase at this prices. But anyway, here's another airdrop that you guys might not have seen yet, which is the Spheron Genesis drop. And we're dropping something absolutely massive for our legendary Virtuals family. So if you hold virtual tokens, you are eligible for the Spheron Genesis drop. So to be eligible for this airdrop, you would have to hold 500 virtual tokens in your wallet on base, with the snapshot being on January the 20th. And there's a link here to check whether you're eligible or not. Basically, make sure that you do go to this official Spheron network Twitter account and only connect your wallet if you're sure it has the gold tick next to it. And basically, yeah, this is a really interesting airdrop, guys, because Spheron network is actually building Skynet, and Skynet is something I'm really excited about on this channel, because they are building basically fully autonomous agent with no human backdoor control, which is pretty nuts. And they've launched some very interesting blog posts that I highly recommend that you read if you really want to get into the weeds. But yeah, they're building Skynet, and now they're doing this airdrop for Virtuals holders, guys. So yeah, if you're holding 500 Virtuals, do claim that airdrop while you can. I'm personally bullish on what Spheron are building with Skynet, and it has the potential, I believe, to have big upside in the future. All right, next up we have another very exciting framework, Arc. And Arc has basically announced that they're teaming up with the Solana Foundation as well to accelerate AI innovation on Solana. So Solana Foundation is teaming up with a lot of these huge AI blue chip projects at the moment, which is super bullish, of course, for Solana. But basically, Arc will be awarding targeted grants to developers building Rust-based agents powered by Rig that streamline Solana actions from DeFi flows to developer tooling. Interested teams will also benefit from technical mentorship by the Solana Foundation. So this was obviously very bullish for Arc, and basically we saw a huge pump when this came out, despite all the bloodbath. It was a straight arrow. Now, if we actually have a look over at the Solana website, they've already integrated this. Like, this was only announced like last night, yesterday, and yeah, building AI agents on Solana, which is obviously something that Solana believes is going to be a big thing, and they're focusing a lot of their time and energy on. And as you can see here, they've got Eliza and they've got Rig. They've also got Goat, by the way. I've seen a couple of screenshots of this where they've just only shown these two, but we should also show that Goat is on there too. But if we're looking at the main two here, like Eliza OS and Rig are already on the Solana website, and obviously Rig is half the market cap of Eliza. But yeah, it's very bullish that both of those are already integrated into the Solana website. So yeah, for those of you guys that are bullish on Arc, I think this is fantastic news, and should only increase your confidence in the new framework and the project. All right, as you know, there's been a lot of FUD around Coinbase and Virtuals being very unhappy about not getting the Coinbase listing. And actually, one of the projects we just touched upon, Venice, got a day one listing on Coinbase, which, considering what Virtuals has achieved and done for the base ecosystem, many people have called out as unfair, and I would probably agree with them on that statement. And it has now led to obviously Virtuals porting or migrating into the Solana ecosystem, as well as holding their position on base. But naturally, liquidity flows are going to flow out of base onto Solana, with that announcement. And so what I would like to say, however, is that it looks like Kraken have identified their opportunity and their positioning to say, okay, if Coinbase are going to be slow launching all of these AI agents and DeFi projects, then we're going to jump at it and we're going to get the trading volume. So Peter is actually one of the listing guys over at Kraken, and basically, as you can see here yesterday, he said, GM and welcome to our roadmap Virtuals. So Kraken listing looks like it's coming for Virtuals. And also, you'll see here, they also added Nillion Network, which is basically working on a privacy solution for AI agents. And so they also added to Kraken's roadmap today. And actually, if you come across here, you can see the roadmap at the moment, and you can also see Swarms is in there as well. Now, Swarms is building an AI agent marketplace, which is kind of one of the next iterations of where we are at the moment, where people can just sign up, just like you think about a Fiverr, a Web3 AI agent Fiverr, where you can go in and hire agents to do specific tasks. And then the next progression of that would be AI agents themselves autonomously choosing which other AI agents to work with to get jobs done in an autonomous fashion. And so I think Swarms is definitely one to watch. It's still very early. If you go to their website, there's not a huge amount of AI agents currently there, but the fact that it is already in the roadmap for Kraken suggests they have good connections, and also Kraken has their eyes on it as well. So interesting one to watch, guys. This roadmap page is a good one to watch. So yeah, Nillion's in there, Swarms in there, Virtual's in there, and yeah, it looks like that other exchanges are basically making the most of the Coinbase FUD of them not listing AI agent tokens. And actually, this is now becoming a trend, and it's a shame really for Base, because as you can see here, other AI agents that we've covered on the channel that's had quite a fair amount of hype are also now following the lead of Virtual. So Big Tony also has just announced that he is now also available on Solana, and also Vader is now also on Solana too. So it's becoming a trend, and I'm sure Brian Armstrong and the crew are not happy about this. And we obviously saw a recent tweet on a previous video where he basically said they really need to look at their listing strategy and how they list projects, because they're falling behind, and the likes of Kraken and Binance and various other exchanges are going to be sucking up all that trading volume, and it's a net negative to the Base ecosystem. So it'll be interesting to see if this continues. I think it will, and what impact that may or may not have on Base. Now, Venice AI was launched on Base, but they got the first day of the Coinbase listing. So you can see the disparities, and you can see why it may have upset certain projects. But in the whole, guys, I mean, of course, Base is not something to be negative on. It's just that the liquidity moving into Solana is obviously a situation that Base really needs to kind of get a grip of with their listings. And at the end of the day, Base still has huge amounts of power, obviously, in the industry with Coinbase, the exchange, but also in general with the whole Base ecosystem and all their Coinbase ventures and stuff like that. So, Base with a quick change of strategy can clearly turn things around, but it's a matter of when and how long they're going to let this bleed. Okay, so the final news topic for today's video is Mirai Terminal. So Mirai is actually a joint project between the team over at Holo and the company called AWW Inc. AWW Inc. is a virtual human AI company based in Tokyo, which Tong OX over here, which is the founder of Holo World AI, claims it's the world's leading virtual human company. So this is coming to Holo World as the world's first AI agent on Abstract Chain. Now, it should be in the launch pool, I would assume. I haven't got confirmation on that, but I would assume it's coming to the Holo launch pool, as well as, these likes of the projects that are already here, such as Digimon, Dwayne, and Spore. But yeah, this is really cool, guys, because we're now finally starting to see like AI agents become a lot more kind of lifelike. So there's actually here a live stream. So this was a test live stream that they did just yesterday on the Abstract Chain live stream platform. So you can see, compared to Luna on Virtuals, which I suppose you could say is a kind of similar concept in a way, this is way more lifelike. It's way more 3D. She's blinking, breathing, looking around, responding to people. It looks like it's going to be an interesting project to keep an eye on, guys. But also, let's have a look at what Tongo X actually had to say about Mirai, because it's quite interesting.
After Luca connected us, we started cooking back in actually as early as October. We started to come up with ideas on how can we create, a Web3 native, a powerful agentic IP that can showcase what's possible with AI agents in a way that's more emotional and that's more personal than anything you've seen in the space today. And we're so proud to say that I think the Mirai IP that we'll be pushing together will be probably the first AI agent IP that will be launched on Abstract Chain. And we will, you guys haven't seen anything yet on what's coming.
So there you have it, guys. You haven't seen anything yet on what's coming. So this is definitely one to keep an eye on. If you've missed this project, during the downturn of the market, I wouldn't blame you. There's been a lot of FUD and fear. But yeah, in terms of like pushing next what's possible for AI agents, in terms of like the way that it interacts, the way that it looks. So yeah, look, there you have it. Mirai is going to be the first AI agent on Abstract Chain. Now, Abstract Chain, obviously, with it being launched by Pudgy Penguins, is really, really focused on, the intersection of, IP and Web3. And I do believe that Mirai, looking as good as it does, could easily see some epic, IP related deals here when it comes to fashion, music, etc., and culture. So definitely one to keep an eye on, guys, for the launch, which is happening next week. All right, guys, that's all we have time for today. Thanks so much for joining me on the channel. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell notification. As you can see, there is so much still going on in the DeFi and AI space. Yes, the markets are red and it's not pretty, but as you can see, there's tons of people building. There's tons and tons of hackathons being announced. There's huge rewards in those hackathons. Solana Foundation is popping up almost every day with a new hackathon with one of the leading blue chips in the space. Lots and lots of builders are coming into this arena, and I personally think this is an amazing time to rotate your bags in any dead narratives in this last 12 months into DeFi and AI, into the projects that you've been looking at for the last 1 or 2 months, to reposition your bags for what I see clearly as an AI bull run that is coming in Q1, Q2 this year, guys. So look, that's all we have time for, guys. Do catch me on the channel tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.